Hey there guys, and welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Bottom Line. I'm your host Emil, and today we've got a special guest in my opinion. I say that about every guest I interview so far. They're all special. They have something unique about them. This person he's not in the question as well. He is actually very unique. Before I mention his name and stuff, he was a dentist in the dentist industry for over 30 years and has experience in that area. He's also a passionate leader with extensive experience in both public and private healthcare. He also has a leadership position in prestigious institutions like Far East Rand Hospital and Thabisa Hospital, including serving as a CEO for 11 years. His achievements include the Most Improved Hospital for Quality Assurance Award for the Far East Rand Hospital, including and the Premier's Innovation Award for a world-class wound clinic at Thabisa Hospital. He is also involved with the South African Medical and Dental Practitioners, or SAMDP, which serves vulnerable communities. He also has a skill set including healthcare management, organizational leadership, strategic planning, stakeholder relations, change management, and corporate governance. He is also a true leader who embraces inclusivity and thrives in a dynamic environment. He currently serves as the chairman of Madi Group Holdings. And today I am speaking with Dr. Lekopane Morwamogale.
Morning.
How are you doing? And by the way, I will just say that is a whole big skill set you have right there.
Yes, well, I accept that with humility.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for actually coming onto the show with us and everything. It's a really great honor.
Yes.
And I just want to talk about Madi Group Holdings for a bit. You guys do community-based projects from grassroots levels, and you guys actually see the lack of opportunities that the youth have. So with that in mind, what truly does Madi Group Holdings actually do?
Yeah, like as you actually stated, Madi Group Holdings is a holding company, but within it we have got various formations that look at various community interests, including businesses that need to sustain it, so that it can realize its potential. Our initial startup as Madi Group Holding was to use our foundation to actually do community sports games. We're doing community sports games over the Christmas season. From the end of the year community games, whereby we had participants across all the divide of actually the province, including across Limpopo, coming over to participate. And we actually incentivize the youth. Then we felt that as a process, maybe we should actually take the entire process and actually have a football team. And we bought the status of a football team at the ABC Municipal League in Northwest. We participated there. Unfortunately, there was contradictions according to our values in terms of how we actually be managed that side. And we decided to sell our stake and concentrate mainly on actually community issues. Currently, what Madi Group Holdings is actually busy with, we are busy preparing for the development of a smart city in rural Limpopo, the community of actually Tloper, what is called Dorel Lachte or Makula village. They've allocated us a piece of land there. We want to actually start with actually a retail center, the community mall. We want to do schools, we want to do healthcare services and everything. That is actually what we actually are trying to do. But there are diverse other things that we are doing, but I want to focus on this one. Yes.
When you mention smart city, do you mean the use of Bitcoin, Wi-Fi access being available to everyone in the community, a good GPS roadmap or build up for the community?
Yes, I wouldn't actually say available to the community, but available in the center. Mm-hmm. What we have actually noted as a shortcoming, particularly within rural areas, is that we have got uncontrolled migration into the cities. Yeah. And we have mushrooming of informal settlements in the cities. And we just felt that if we take the kind of life and benefits back to the communities, those actually people will actually be deterred to come over to the cities and just stay and not work. We create jobs there. But obviously in the smart city, there will be free Wi-Fi. There will be all the other things that will actually be done. I mean, in the mall, we'll actually provide the free Wi-Fi. In the mall, okay. The students can come there. But most importantly, we plan to encourage students in activities that will enhance their performance. Maybe if I can expand further, currently, we have noted with actually certain worry that most of our matriculants, particularly in our area, when they complete, if they cannot actually find places in other areas, they actually just stay at home or do not actually proceed. And we are negotiating with TVET colleges around to come with the solution of how best can we work along with the principals to ensure that all the students who actually complete matric are accounted for. They are able to be accommodated in various TVET colleges. I mean, the moment now is far much better than during their time.
Yeah.
The emergence of NEFSAS is one thing which is an opportunity not to be missed. We never had that opportunity in the past.
So you keep on mentioning students and everything, which is, I guess, in line with youth.
Yeah.
So how would you actually define the opportunities for the youth in today's society?
Well, the opportunities for the youth are dependent on us as adults. We need a very, very strong moral compass as a community, as a people, as an adult, because children learn what they live from their adults. Unfortunately, without any strong moral compass that guides us as a community, the youth will remain lost. You can actually see what is actually currently bedeviling our society. High unemployment rate, drug abuse, some level of GBV. Like GBV is worrisome. I hope it's actually going down. And many other things which are actually there, purely because of the economy. And then what we then do, we've actually noted that thing and came up with a strategy for the youth. We cannot start the entire country. You can start at a small area and measure your outcomes, looking at what compete with the youth needs at the point in time.
So speaking about, you just mentioned a couple of things that actually are, I guess, detrimental. Well, not detrimental, sorry. That are actually kind of bringing down the youth's opportunities, unemployment, drug abuse, GBV. But what are your thoughts on the current opportunities there for youth? Because, I mean, there are opportunities, like there are internships, there are some colleges you could do, there's online courses you can do. So what do you think are the current opportunities for the youth then?
Well, we sum it up in actually 5 sectors. Obviously, it needs a level of analysis. I could not just mention it. You look at the current, what are the competing factors against youth development currently? And if you look at it currently, having money is not actually being wealthy. Getting access to money is not actually being wealthy. Wealth starts in the mind. So the opportunities for the youth, the fundamental one is through education. If we can actually undermine factors that undermine the youth's desire for education, whereby the youth has to be actually equipped with various skill sets so that they could be able to fend for themselves. Not every opportunity that you will have in life.
So with that in mind with education, so would you therefore in mind think that South Africa should make education free within South Africa, only free for certain skill sets?
I don't get your question.
So you're saying that education is very important and learning new skill sets are also very important, right?
Exactly.
But the issue is, while in South Africa, is that a lot of people do not have the funds to actually go into education or go to university. So with that in mind, would you think that the South African government would have to make certain institutions free, like your tech colleges, for example, IT industries and stuff like that?
That's a consideration which the government, barring the economic ability, should actually be prepared to consider. But also, most importantly, I want to believe that we have not actually fully exploited the opportunity brought by NEFSAS. We have not fully exploited the opportunity brought by NEFSAS. And what we have done is that as we are going around the communities, we find that many of them do not even understand that actually the process around them. They know about NEFSAS, but there are certain rules in terms of the application time, when to put on your application, etc., which many of them were not aware. But the most important thing, agreeing with your question, when you say certain careers should be open to. I actually saw something yesterday, just to divert a bit. I didn't know that we have actually what we call drone pilots. I met a young girl. I said, what are you doing? She says, I'm a drone pilot. And those are some of the careers. We must actually increase the level of careers that we actually want, the number of careers that youth can actually enter into, so that we can undermine the negative factors that impede their development. We can actually seek to make them, to inspire them to want to study more and actually know more.
So going into my next question, what is your in your own experience, actually, because you've kind of said that you've lived a long life, you've had different experiences. In the beginning of the show, you said that your family had to move from one area to another.
Yes.
So in your own experience, is it possible for the youth to create opportunities for themselves, especially in today's age where everything is tech-driven and some people can't actually afford like technology? For example, some people can't afford a computer or they can't afford a phone.
There are certain subjects which must be mandatory across all schools. Computer knowledge is actually the crucial and very critical thing that must actually be there. Because as you have rightfully said, that the current world is actually tech-driven. So you cannot actually have a situation whereby you complete your matric without understanding the basic elementary knowledge about computers. That must actually distinct. Schools must be equipped with computer labs to ensure that children have got access to just be able to understand the basics of the basics around computer literacy and the utilization thereof. So what is actually very, very important? I mean, even there are many opportunities, but opportunities needs actually to be explored in terms of actually the area that you come from. Like I come from an area where agriculture is this thing. But most of the time, some of the agricultural products that we produce have to export them somewhere else. I mean, we do grapes. We have grapes that side. We've got oranges. We've got all the other agricultural products. But they come back as wine. They come back as grape juice. They come back as whatever kind of a thing. I mean, potatoes are in abundance in our area. The crucial thing is how we leverage on what we have. As the youth, we encourage the youth to leverage on what they have within the communities that they serve. And what is actually the essential component? We as adults should encourage cooperation among the youth. Should encourage cooperation among, irrespective of color.
Yeah.
Irrespective of color. Because there are certain nations who have got certain depth of skill, particularly in agriculture. You cannot actually deny the Afrikaner farmers. They've got that certain knowledge in terms of that.
With farming.
So we are trying very much in the area where we come from to speak to them, to try to identify values that we can share together. I mean, the common areas that we can share together, how they can actually help some of the youth to draw them up, to bring them up.
So going to my last question is, what support structures are lacking for youth to access opportunities available to them? Because we both mentioned the issues that are actually facing within South Africa's youth. Like, for example, you mentioned GBV, unemployment, lack of education. I've mentioned stuff where people do not have the funds to get technology to actually learn. So in your opinion, what are the support structures that are lacking for you to actually access the opportunities to them and that are available to them?
Fundamental one to me, the moral compass of us as adults, our ability to actually give direction to the youth in terms of what is expected of them. I mean, the other things, what we do, everything's on free access. If you look at the social media, everyone uses whatever way it uses, misinformation, whatever these things. You could only be able to undermine things that actually distracts the youth by ensuring that you increase the positivity in terms of what you can offer. There are many things that actually the government is offering. In fact, if I actually reflect well, and I'm not a government apologist, but I'm actually just stating the facts. I mean, there are so many things. You look at the local economic development agencies that are done in every municipalities. They've got economic development agencies that are in every province. And most of the people are not in the know as to how they can actually access those opportunities and use them to advance their own actually agenda and actually develop their own businesses. But it's very, very, very important to catch them immediately when they complete matric, follow them the path in terms of their career choices. TVETs to me will actually do like what Japan did after World War II, whereby the skill set within the country will be increased even more, and more people will come back to be able to work. You cannot expect to just all of us actually be able to just continue to get grants or whatever. We could actually even ensure that our youth are able to drive this economy even further.
Well, Dr. Mogaladi, thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
I would say you used to make people smile and make their teeth, shine bright, and now you're making communities smile and also shine bright as well.
It's a calling.
It's a calling, definitely. I could definitely see that.
even joining the health thing was a calling.
I could definitely.
It was a very painful thing, and
but it was worth it.
Yeah, it was a painful thing for me because I saw neighbors passing on in one of our local hospital chair, waiting to be seen a doctor, and then I said I need to actually go and study and actually help those people. That was what was painful.
So that's what drove you.
Yeah, it drove me towards the medical school.
Well, hopefully someone who's watching this is inspired by what you just said over there. And to you guys, thank you guys so much for watching the Beyond the Bottom Line series and this episode as well. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Also, don't forget to share the video with your friends and family and colleagues as well. Anyways, Dr. Mogaladi, once again, I want to say thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for us interviewing you.
Thank you.